there, it's Jackie Conley again, back with some great tips for my buyers out there. This is one of the most important tips that I think I can share with you to help make sure that you have a successful transaction when you're buying your first home. Many times buyers don't understand how important the whole entire process is from the time that you get your pre-approval letter until the time you close on your home. You need to keep everything in your life status quo. If you change anything drastic, like change your jobs into another industry or many of these things that I'm going to be discussing, you could end up killing your loan. So some of the tips that I like to share with my clients when I'm working with them is when we get our pre-approval, that is the most exciting time there is. But we have to understand that we are under the watch of the financial banks until we close this loan, because they need to make sure that your debt to income ratio is going to be able to cover this mortgage and allow you to live. So that's what they want to make sure of, that you have a solid job and that you are financially able to make these payments. So some of the things that they're looking for when they're going through your loan process is to make sure that you haven't gone over your credit limit and spent more money than you can afford to pay on a monthly basis when you're adding in now a mortgage payment. So they want to make sure that your debt to income ratio stays the same as it was when they pre-approved you. So if you get pre-approved now, don't go out and buy a TV on your credit card and boost it up $5,000 and now your payment is, another $100 and now you don't qualify for your loan. So during this entire process, until the day we close, because the day before you close, they're going to be running your credit and they're going to be checking your job. Those are the two things that they're going to do before the day before you close, and sometimes the morning of closing, is they're going to verify your job employment to make sure that you're still employed, and they're going to make sure that you haven't gone out and bought some car with a $600 monthly payment that now you can't afford the loan anymore. So they're going to be looking for that. So just until we close, you need to keep your entire life status quo. With your credit cards, I always try to tell people that you want to try to keep your credit cards a third of the available credit whenever possible. So if you have a $900 credit limit, you want to try to keep it down around $300 on that particular card. If you need to use another card, do the same thing. You want to try to keep all of your cards at a lower rate. Anything over 50%, they start getting concerned that you're not going to have the ability to pay it back because of all the interest that it's going to cost you. The other thing that they're looking for is the job satisfaction, as far as that you're still employed. And so you are allowed to switch jobs during the home buying process. Now keep in mind, this process is about a 45-day process. And during that time, you are allowed to switch jobs, and as long as you stay in the same industry. So, if you're a hospital nurse and now you go into a traveling nurse or anything of those sorts where your skills aren't changing and they still consider it all 2 years worth of stable job history. That's what they're looking for. 2 years in the same industry with continuous, paychecks on a regular basis. They want to see stability. When a mortgage company is looking at you, they want to see stability and affordability. They want to make sure that you can afford it. So you're welcome to stay in that same industry and change jobs. But if you're changing your job completely from, a hairdresser to a realtor or whatever that change might be, you need to make sure that you wait until we close. Because if you make that transition in the middle of this transaction, you might not be able to get your loan. And that's a serious thing that we don't want to mess up, right? You spent all this time to get through the process this far. We have to make sure that we protect the process. And that's why you want to work with someone professional like myself or my team, because we know exactly what we need to do to guide you through this process. And we love to have this talk with our clients right up front, because we don't want them to get caught off guard and realize that they could do something simple like, do a purchase of some sort and throw off their entire loan, right? So you want to make sure that you're working with professionals who know exactly how to guide you through this entire process. That's why we consider ourselves real estate advisors. We want to advise our clients from the beginning to the end to make sure that you're going to have a successful transaction. So those are some of the important tips that I like to share out there with my buyers. If you have any questions, or if you'd like to book an appointment below with me and go over the details on how I can help you have a successful transaction, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.